Hey guys, it's hello people. This is my very first YouTube video, so I hope you like it. I'm gonna be talking about the care and maintenance of African dwarf clawed frogs, or as some people call them, just African clawed frogs. African dwarf clawed frogs, sorry. Or some people call them African dwarf frogs. They are fully aquatic. They live in the water, so yeah. Now I have two in my little tank here for them. Okay. They don't need a very big space to live and be happy. Okay. But they do. But if you're thinking about possibly having more than two, or if you're thinking about maybe trying to breed them, you're going to need a bigger tank. Okay? And so I'll go through my setup. Now, I'm not sure about all African dwarf frogs, but mine kind of like to burrow right there underneath their hide. Okay, and that hide is pretty simple. It's an orange juice cap. It's like the little, it's like kind of like a bottle like this, but it's smaller. And it has orange juice in it. It has a really big, hard black lid on it. I just took that and I cut a little door in there, and I have a green rock sitting on top to keep it down. I have two bamboo plants in here. 1, 2. I have a background I printed out. And again, this is like 2 or 3 inches. That's a good 2 inches, 2.5 inches of gravel, because I'm not sure about all of them again, but mine sort of like to burrow. So I have a lot of gravel in here. Okay, and I just filled my tank 3/4 of the way up. This, I believe, is a 1 gallon. And then I have this light here that gives off quite a bit of heat, so it's on here. So it comes down on here. Okay, and the food that you can feed them is, they need pellet food, because that's where they get most of their nutrients. Now you can buy a big container of this. It looks almost identical to betta fish food. If you've ever had a betta, it's kind of like that, but it smells worse. Put it solemnly. Okay, then you're gonna need, and you could buy a little thing of that for maybe 50 cents, like for a tiny bag of like that at my pet store. Anyways, they're a little on the spendy side. But whenever I bought this thing, it was just chocked full, and they come in packs of 5 for 50 cents. So that's a pretty good deal. You're gonna need bloodworms. Now, the dried ones aren't the best, but I have these, and they seem to like them for a little bit of a treat. Now, you can also feed them pinhead crickets, but you gotta make sure. Let me show you how small they have to be. Okay, I'm zooming in, sorry. But they have to be as big as the space between their eyes. So that's going to be a pretty small cricket. I don't recommend feeding them mealworms. Well, you could, but you got to break them in 2. And it would be, you need to break them into small sections if you do. But I don't recommend it because it's really hard for the frogs to digest. Well, African dwarf frogs it is. Okay. Basically, for this whole setup and the tank without the stand, it's about $15–20 depending on where you get it, not including the light either. So yeah, $15–20 depending on where you get your stuff. I mostly had all this stuff. All I did is I bought the frogs, I bought the tank, and I bought the gravel. I already had the bamboo. No, sorry, I already had the gravel. I already had the bamboo, the gravel, the juice cap, and the rock. Okay, and and but also if you want to give them a treat, you can feed them very, very small wax worms. But again, they have to be very small. Okay, and again, I don't recommend feeding mealworms or superworms. But yeah, and these guys, they'll live a long and happy life just on the pellet food. So thanks again for watching. Please rate, subscribe, and please comment. I want to see what you thought of my video. So thanks again. Goodbye.